Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's episode of Chef Lex, we are going to be making one of my absolute favorite things to cook in the world, which is chicken stir fry. Oh my gosh. Now what I love about making stir fry is you can switch it up every time you make it. You don't always have to use the same veggies or whatever you want to use. Just throw in. A lot of times this stuff you already have at home in your fridge. But yes, that's what we're making today. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, check out the last upload, and we are just going to be getting started. Now to get started, I am starting off with the rice. When I make stir fry at home, I personally love to use jasmine rice. Please ignore the background of my Krispy Kreme box. I used my rewards that day. Anyways, so yeah, I am just cooking some jasmine rice on the stove here with chicken broth. I like to use chicken broth instead of water, and I just use a low sodium chicken broth since we have a lot of salty things in a stir fry. Now moving on to the chicken, I had chopped it up the night before and marinated it in seasonings overnight, and I just seasoned the chicken with some ground ginger, garlic, onion powder, and a little bit of chili powder, and that's it. And as you can see here in the pan, I just want to get a nice brown crust on the chicken first, so it's nice and crispy but still tender on the inside and nice and moist. And this also is going to help flavor all of our veggies in the same pan, because we're going to cook those in the same pan to saute them for the stir fry. And do not think it's burnt at the bottom. Those are just the lovely brown bits that are going to add so much flavor to our vegetables. Now, as you can see here, I am chopping up a red cabbage. I don't know, I just wanted to try something new this time with my stir fry. That's why I said it's amazing how many ways you can make stir fry at home. I actually loved the red cabbage in it. It added nice texture, a nice crunch. And I personally love a lot of vegetables in my stir fry. So, and cabbage is good for you, it's a nice veggie. So I'm just cutting it here like in some thin strips. And if you guys saw, I kind of struggled. It was pretty hard to cut the cabbage. I had to use all my muscle to cut that cabbage, I'm telling you. But it was so worth it because, like I said, it was so good in the stir fry. Like, I absolutely loved it in there. Some of my other favorite things to add in are carrots, like I'm doing right now. I love to add sugar snap peas sometimes. Bean sprouts are great. I personally love the baby corn in stir fry. I know a lot of people don't really like those, but I do. And even broccoli, that's always one of my favorites as well. So I'm stirring together the cabbage, the chicken, and our shredded carrots. And this does not take a lot of time at all, you guys. Like, a lot of this was already prepped ahead of time. Like those carrots, you can buy shredded, so you don't have to go and shred your own carrots at home. The only chopping I really had to do was for the cabbage, and then the scallions you're going to see me add at the end. Now, I added some leftover Brussels sprouts I already had in the fridge from a couple nights ago, and oh man, I love Brussels sprouts. I didn't realize how much I loved them till after I moved to Florida and tried them, but they were so good in the stir fry, y'all. I promise they were delicious. And actually, now that I'm looking back at the video, I wish I did add some broccoli in as well, just for an extra veggie, but it was still really good either way. And so I'm just stirring all that together, and then this is my absolute favorite stir fry sauce to use. You can get this at Walmart, Publix, whatever store you have, but it's the General So flavored stir fry sauce. Oh my gosh, you guys. Look how thick and glazy it looks coming out of the bottle. Now don't be concerned, because it is going to thin out once you add it to the hot stir fry. It's not going to stay thick the way it looks in the bottle, but I pretty much use I use like an entire bottle, which may sound like a lot, but when you make a lot of stir fry like I do, I make it in large quantities so that me and hubby can have leftovers like at least the next day, which is also great. So I'm adding pretty much a whole bottle, and then sometimes I'll use like a bottle and a half. It just depends on how saucy you like your stir fry. Now me, I personally love a lot of sauce because it also coats your rice, and then you don't have to use as much soy sauce, but I still like to add it. Now here at the end, for some onion flavor and a nice beautiful garnish, I decided to chop up some scallions like I mentioned a little while ago, and I actually loved the flavor of the scallions. It really added a nice touch and a nice crunch, because adding them at the end, they're still nice and vibrant and crunchy, whereas if we added them earlier in the stir fry, they would have been all soggy, mushy. You still would have got the onion flavor, but I like that crunch, that nice texture, because I think of stir fry almost like a nice warm salad. But that is pretty much it, you guys. This was super easy. It's a lovely like weeknight dinner, and it didn't even take us an hour. Like, this maybe took 30 minutes or less, probably less than that, because we prepped a lot of stuff. And again, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave me suggestions for more cooking videos. I love you all, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.